should be working now. Wow, I actually got this all set up on my own. This is the first time I set this up on my own. Welcome, Disgruntled. We got Brendan here, and we're going to be trying a little bit, or something a little bit different. Instead of me interviewing someone, I am going to be interviewed. Basically, this is for a piece for Babellion Studios as well, just to get a little information, to get to know me a little bit better. So, yeah. Let's get started.
Sir, Disgruntled or Caleb. We switched roles this time. I guess this is your channel, so you don't really need to like plug yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can find him at Leanza_Caleb6 on Instagram. This is his YouTube. And my boy is on Twitch now at Terrene421. Spell it out. It's TERRENEFOUR21. All right, so you should check him out there. He is making some cool content on COD. First question here, how did you get started with YouTube?
So this is basically kind of a funny story because I feel like I started YouTube like every little kid did, like just wanting to go like viral, like have that like instant sensation, because I started YouTube when I was 12, and then I was making, I think we talked about this a little bit in our podcast about how like kind of you started. So kind of like more in depth into it, I would make like these like under a minute to like a minute and a half like skits with my friends, and then I would just post it to YouTube hoping that it would like blow up and get like 1 million views or whatever, and like so I would become like rich or whatever. That was like my main goal to start it, because I really like numbers too, and like my mind's kind of set up in like statistics and stuff. And what really intrigued me too about YouTube is the views and stuff, and like the likes between like dislikes and stuff. And me being like a little kid and really liking numbers, I would like see how many views I could get and like the watch time, and I was like, that's something that like really intrigued me as well. What happens if like 1 million people watch my video and then like the different watch time and stuff? And that's another reason why I'm still being fueled to videos now. But yeah, I'll just make like short skits. I'll probably put one overlay now, but yeah, I'll just film little skits, and then that's the origin of my YouTube channel.
Okay. A little off script here. Did you use like YouTube Studio and like would always like refresh that?
Yeah,
dude?
yeah.
When I first started YouTube, I was like, and I kept checking and stuff. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. But how have you been able to keep doing YouTube for this long? Because it's been a while.
I think I link it to like being on a schedule, because originally as I started on YouTube, as I said, it was just like random videos. It wasn't like a schedule based or whatever. Yeah. It was just like whenever like my friends were hanging out and it'd be like, yo, you want to make like a short video or whatever, and then we would make one and post one. Okay. But when I started Disgruntled, because I started my YouTube in 2013, and then in 2015, so a couple of years after I started my YouTube, I started Disgruntled with my dad. And that's like, we were on a schedule where it was like during the off season when football is not playing, we would at least want to put a couple of like videos out during the summer and like the spring, like during free agency. So it was like, that's like the schedule was starting to form. And then after every game I would want to post like a scheduled post, like a reaction video to that previous game with like my family's reactions and me like doing like fun little interactions or whatever, just like a couple of seconds, like what the hell were they thinking or whatever. And then that was when I was like 14 or 15. But then, so it's like a 16 game schedule, and then that schedule helped me get motivated. It's only a span of 4 months where I actually have to like continually posting every week. And then during like the off season, it's like the rest of the 9 months, it's like I can post whenever there's big new Eagle news, like if a big trade happened or whatever. But I could like kind of relax, and that kind of only like once a week is not like too stressful. Yeah. But that allowing me like during the off season to relax and recuperate and kind of like get a break from it helped me kept motivated, because then once the season started up again, then I'll be like all motivated and excited. It's like I'm actually going to be able to start filming reactions again, because I feel like most YouTubers, they're like the popular ones like PewDiePie or whatever, and then like H3 and all of these like big YouTubers or whatever, Cody Co, like they post a crap ton every week. Yeah, like, and it's every day. Yeah, like PewDiePie, I know he posts every day, and then the H3 podcast, they post like 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah. And I feel like they kind of get the what's the word in YouTube, where it's like they keep
The routine.
Well, I mean, like they keep getting, or they keep like they think that they have to be forced to upload, and then they get like wiped out.
Wait, it's like
Yeah.
the grind. I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I don't know how to explain that. Like, almost like they're being forced, but that's not really
Yeah.
the word.
I can't remember
It's
it.
like feeling obligated, right?
Yeah,
Like feeling
yeah.
obligated to like post to keep people coming back.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, it's like if you don't post at that level, if you
Yeah.
stop posting, you're just gonna die like
Yeah.
instantly, and that's probably scary for a lot of them. So I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I started YouTube, or I used to watch a lot of YouTube, and I was like, I was seeing all these YouTubes just kind of like getting tired and not really like having fun with it anymore. And I was like, I don't want to become like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I post once a week during like the actual Eagles schedule, and then have like a break in between, like a needed like mental health break, because I feel like every YouTuber just gets to the point where they're just like overwhelmed, overworked, tired, because like what a lot of most people don't like see behind the scenes is kind of how much work goes into like making or being a YouTuber and making videos like every single day. It's not like, I mean, yeah, there's like some that's easier than others to actually produce every day, but like I feel like people don't realize that. So I was kind of avoiding that, and then back to like what keeps me motivated is just like the excitement of starting a new like year. Every like start of the Eagles' new season, I'm like motivated because it's like a new season, and it's like I can film again, and then it's like I feel rejuvenated after taking like a couple months break.
Yeah.
And then the past couple of years is where my YouTube after the Eagles like Super Bowl videos came out. That's when my that's when my channel kind of got a lot of traction, because it was like reactions to the Super Bowl, and it was the Eagles' first Super Bowl, so everyone was just like flocking on like reactions and stuff. That gave me motivation to keep going as well, because I know that those types of videos will get me a lot of views as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha. Stay motivated's important. And you've been making a lot of other content as well recently, not just like Eagles stuff, which is really great to see. And what you're saying about like all the work that goes into like creating these videos behind the scenes, like you're literally sitting in here for hours after like we film this and like edit it, and it's crazy. You put so much time into it. And you have so much other stuff to do. But yeah, so next is, how is it like filming the reaction / like vlog type videos?
I have a lot of fun with it, especially with the reactions and vlogs. I feel like I have more fun filming reaction videos, whether that's an Eagles game, Oscar, like reactions, or whatever it is, like reactions to whatever, like a main event. I like that because it's like a mixture of two. It's like I kind of combine the two. The reactions kind of turn into like a vlog-like style, where it's kind of like us getting together, like kind of that formation of actually, and then watching something, like, and then I try to include as well, like if we order pizza, like people bringing in the pizza from like upstairs and then opening the pizza and saying like what we got, like 30 seconds. So it's kind of the both. If like YouTube doesn't pan out, which I don't think it will, because it's like really hard to like. It's hard to get like popular or whatever, but if it doesn't pan out, I would like to go into like documentation or documentaries, like filming documentaries. And I think the reactions and like vlogs can be seen like my documentarian like aspect of it, because I implement like a lot of drawn out clips and stuff as well into like the vlogs and the reaction. So I feel like once I'm kind of done with YouTube, then I'll transition to like hopefully one of my dream jobs is like filming for National Geographic or whatever.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because like it's like documenting like animal life and stuff, and it's like documentarian work and stuff. But with the vlogs too, I have a lot of fun, because like not necessarily like we go on a trip and it's like only for like the vlog, but I feel like it's an opportunity for content, and it's one of the main reasons why I like go on like spontaneous trips and stuff and like drive, because like I see, one, I like driving, and then two, it's like I see it as content and potentially like blowing up and making money from it. So like in our friend group, we take a lot of spontaneous trips. Last October we went to like New York City on a whim, and we didn't get like back until like 4 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we left at like 8 o'clock and then got back at 4 a.m., which is actually my first time being in New York City.
Oh yeah.
And then Atlantic City we went to like a month ago or whatever as well. But like those kind of trips I don't mind driving for.
Yeah, that was a little bit closer.
Yeah. Because it's usually like a night trip, but the one thing... The fuck?
What was that,
dude? That was so fucking...
What? That sounded like a dog squealing and like tires screeching.
As I was saying before, the one thing that I try not to do is film too much, even though I find myself filming a lot during like those like spontaneous adventures.
Yeah.
Because I've heard like multiple times, like if you film something like in a memory or like you don't really remember it that much afterwards, if that makes sense. Like if you're filming it, you're not like being in the moment and stuff, and then so your brain like has a harder time to like make memory or like make that memory. Like you're not living in that moment, and then like down the line you won't really remember like that specific event. So I try not to film as much because like I want to take everything in and like remember it down the line.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I don't know, on like a different side of things, like you may not have that memory of you like experiencing it as much, but like you have that like physical memory that you like took that, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool too. So yeah, next question. All right. Okay. What is your favorite reaction that you ever caught on camera?
I have like multiple like favorite reactions, but I think my all-time favorite is it was the Super Bowl year for the Eagles, and I think it was the third game of the year, and it was first the Giants, and it was that 60-yard made field goal.
Oh my gosh.
To like win the game, and like 60-yard field goals are like unheard of because usually like the longest length, or usually like what kickers do is like from the range of like 50 to 55-yard kicks which is pretty long. Like even like a 50-yard field goal, it's still like super hard to make because it's like super long. It's like half the field, and it's just like insane to like make that. Even like 40-yard field goals are hard to make, but that game was crazy because the Eagles came from behind, so it was like a little comeback game, and then it was tied, and it was only a couple seconds left, and I remember Carson Wentz throwing like a 20-yard deep shot to like Alshon Jeffrey to get into field goal range, and it was still like a 60-yard field goal, which is like super hard to make. Like kickers aren't supposed to be making those kind of field goals, but like our kicker Jake Elliott, he like drilled it, like made, and me and my dad went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we were watching from like the big like screen, and there were so many Eagle fans there, and right when the kick, it was so fucking crazy because it was one where it was completely silent. Like you can hear like pin drop when he kicked it for like that 10 seconds. So as it was in the air, the entire like place was absolutely quiet, and it was like a restaurant too. So like naturally there would be like people talking or like little conversations here and there, and or like the kitchen staff or whatever. But everyone, like including the staff, was just absolutely silent. And then when it was made, and like the refs like put up this like the field goal motion, this means like it's made or whatever, everyone like got out of their seats and like fucking started screaming and stuff and going insane.
Wow.
And I got it on camera because it was right when I was like filming too, and I was like, all right, I have to film this. And that was one of my best moments because like I was so hype, and it was like so enjoyable to like just be in that atmosphere after that. And then honorable mentions, I was kind of thinking of this, like kind of honorable like mentions of like my favorite reactions, because like I have a lot of good memories filming reactions and stuff to things, but the entire stretch from the Eagles, like that entire year of the Eagles winning the Super Bowl was insane. I have a bunch of like other memories recording that, like throughout that year. Like that was just a fun year in general to record, but during the playoffs, when the Eagles were like crushing people in the playoffs, or like and a tight game against the Falcons, but they ended up crushing the Vikings the next week later. But like filming that was so much fun because I was filming at my uncle's and aunt's house, and like basically all my family, like all 30 plus people like in my family, from like cousins, aunts, uncles, my grandpa was there.
Yeah.
We were all just like watching the Super Bowl and stuff, and watching the Vikings game, like playoff game as well. So that was really fun because one, we're just diehard Eagle fans as well. So like we all every after like every touchdown, we would like get up and hug each other and like jump in like joy and stuff.
Yeah.
And like after we won the Super Bowl, I caught like a really sentimental like clip too, which is one of my like favorite reactions as well, because like everyone just immediately went to my grandpa and started to hug him and stuff.
Wow.
And then yeah, it was just like really like cute to see, or like I don't know how to explain it, but it was just nice to see, because like my grandpa's the reason why we're all Eagle fans and stuff.
Okay.
And for him to like witness for like his first like Super Bowl with us, and like he's been a Eagle fans for like 50 plus years, so like the fact that he was able to see a Super Bowl win before, I mean, this kind of sounds like, I don't want to make it like dark or anything. Like well, like before he passed, because like he's at that time he was 87, but like he's a healthy 87. So I like he still has like a good 10 15 years left in him, I think. But just like the rate that the Eagles were playing, like Eagle fans know this. Yeah. It's just it we didn't think that the Eagles would win anytime soon when they did.
No, that'd be a great moment.
So yeah. So those are kind of my favorite reactions.
Okay. No, that definitely would have been pretty emotional, I think. I don't know, with your whole family there. Last question regarding YouTube. How do you deal with monetization on YouTube?
Oh, this is such a bitch. Well, I mean, because, like, I always struggled with, like, monetization, because, like, I started, like, actually, Disgruntled was made in 2015, and then that was when anyone could make, like, monetize a video. Yeah. And that was before, like, the adpocalypse, where, like, they put on the restrictions where you have to have 1,000 subscribers, 10,000 views, total views. Yeah. And I think it was like 4,000 hours watched. Okay. Or it was like 250,000 minutes total watched.
Oh my god.
And to actually be monetized, but I was like making content before that kind of happened. And like at that time my videos were kind of, they weren't like R-rated or PG-13 rated, they were like completely G-rated. Yeah. But I just wasn't monetizing my videos at that point, because I was only getting like 20 or 30 views per like video, so I just like didn't see a point. It was only like 5 cents or whatever. And then so I just didn't really put ads on, because like I kind of felt like selfish too, because I was like in a weird state where I was like I don't want to monetize or whatever, because Casey Neistat said that he didn't start monetizing until after like 100 million like total views on his channel. And I was like, all right, like
you just listen to this guy.
Yeah. Which now I know is kind of a ridiculous thing, because that's like at least hundreds of,
a lot of money.
Yeah, dude. That's like hundreds of thousands of dollars just down the drain. Yeah. And I realize now that it's kind of like a stupid thing to do, not to like monetize. I mean, I know there's like certain circumstances where like it's not a good idea to monetize depending on like the video or whatever. Yeah. But like that's one of like the main sources of like income for YouTubers or whatever. Like YouTubers can't make much money, but that was kind of getting distracted a little bit. But so I just didn't monetize, and then and then right when the the playoffs leading up to the Super Bowl, Eagles win. It was, I think, January something. Yeah. Early January, and YouTube just released that they're putting those restrictions on. I was like, fuck, like, what? Like, I want to be able to make money, because at the tail end of that, I was starting to, like, monetize my videos just to see how much money I would make, even though it was only, like, 50 to 120 or 20 to 50 views per video. Yeah. So it wasn't that many. I just wanted to see how much money I would make. So I started to monetize it. And they're like, yeah, so February 14th, we're going to be implementing this. I'm like, fuck you, YouTube. And I was like, all right, I'll just stop monetizing, because there's like no point in monetizing now. Like I'm only getting a few views per thing, and I'll just work up to that point. And so, but that was like such a dumb decision, because I didn't realize how popular the reactions were, because I posted the Falcons reaction video, which was the Eagles' first playoff game. I posted that, and I only got like 50 views. And then, but when I posted the Vikings reaction, that got 11,000 views within the first day, like the first couple days. And I was like, fuck, like I could have made a lot of money, but for some reason I still didn't monetize.
Oh my god, I would have been pissed.
And then the next week, because so it's a playoff game, like championship game, and then there's the next week is like the Pro Bowl, and then the next week after that it's the Super Bowl. So because I wanted to post every week, I was like, I needed something to post that week, and in between the championship game and the Super Bowl game. So I was like, I'll make like a hype video on it. Like a hype video. Like, have you seen like those hype videos? Do you kind of know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about, where it's just kind of get like people riled up for the event. Like I've seen it for like LCS, which is like esports and stuff like that. Yeah,
so it's like kind of like that, where it's like I did a hype video on or like the season, because like they had a super good season, so I did like a hype video on that. And that got 13,000 views.
Oh my god!
And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
did you monetize that?
No, I didn't.
What the fuck?
I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh my
I was
god.
so fucking stupid. And then the Super Bowl fucking reaction video got 17,000 views.
Did you monetize?
I didn't monetize that.
I'm dead, bro. That's money. That's money.
Yeah. I got like 50,000 total views from just like the Super Bowl thing. I was like, what? How?
Oh my god.
Looking back on it, that's so stupid, especially being in high school and needing money.
Yeah.
Like, even though that was probably, I don't even, like, at least like close to $100 worth just in views about.
Yeah, definitely.
And just to be wasted, like, I mean, like, I'm like kicking myself in the butt. I know like $100 isn't that much. No. But, like, for a high school student who doesn't have a job and is, like, off of YouTube, that's, like,
That's like an Xbox game, dude. Like,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I was kicking myself. But then, so, at that point, I had, like, a total net subscribers of, like, 250 subscribers and, like, a total of, like, at that point, like, 50,000 views. Maybe, no, close to 100,000 views, because one of my other videos blew up. It had like 35,000. It was a toilet video.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, that fucking video.
Yeah, at that time it had like 30,000 views.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and stuff to be monetized, and I was really slow at it. I was like, I want to start making like money off of this. So I waited like for the start of the next year, because I'm like, all right, reaction videos are actually blowing up. I think I can get to 1,000 after this season. But I didn't. I got a lot of views. I think I made like 400 subscribers within that year, which is super good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Like, I haven't been able to replicate that even afterwards.
Oh, okay.
But like my videos are blowing up, but I was like, crap, I want to get monetized, because I know like the playoffs are coming. That's going to get me a lot of views, and that's going to make me a lot of money. So the funny thing is like, I still need 400 subscribers. So I was like, fuck, how do I get these? So I was just asking around like people to subscribe in like high school and stuff. I was like, yo, subscribe. Mm-hmm. And that actually like worked. I got like a decent amount of subscribers just from doing that. But then I was like, you know, those, the PewDiePie versus T-Series thing? Mm-hmm. And in the live streams of like the sub count, that had like thousands and thousands of like people watching that live stream. Yeah. So you know what,
plugged yourself.
Yeah, I fucking plugged myself in the chat. God. I ended up spending like close to $300 on just advertisement.
What? How?
Yeah. Cause like the super chats on.
No way.
So like it would put that on and be like, help me get to 1,000 subscribers, and it worked. And
what the hell?
Now you may be questioning why I did that, and I'm dumb for doing that, but it worked. I just view it as advertisement, because like companies spend millions of dollars in advertisement. I was like, I can easily make $300 back, and I did. Like,
you did? Okay.
Yeah, which is good. I made like a total of like $750 off of YouTube.
Okay.
So far, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not the best, but.
That's $750, you know?
Yeah, so net gain is probably 400 just from off of advertisement alone, because I've spent I spent stuff for other videos as well. So
Okay.
it's probably breaking even just from what I spent on videos and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, that was kind of my like monetization thing. But and then there's not much to say other than like the annoyance. Like I've been playing a game with monetization with seeing if it's still monetized, like how many times I can say fuck, bitch, like
really?
damn it,
Okay.
shit, and
Yeah.
like I've been like lucky, and then with like certain like copyrighted music, like how long I can place it in for,
Yeah.
and like highlights and stuff. And then I smoked a cigar last podcast, and I was seeing if that would get demonetized for me smoking a cigar, and it didn't.
Okay.
So I just keep testing it now, and it's like kind of a game.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm just gonna reset the camera.
Okay. All right. So next question. Disgruntled Caleb Leanza Tareen 421. We got, what is it like living in the city compared to the country?
So we grew up in the same area because we went to the same or not. We didn't grow up because like you moved here, but like
most recently.
Yeah. But like you still have like a very good idea because you've lived there for a while now.
Yeah.
But I feel like kind of to set up this question a little bit, but I feel like there's different types of Lancaster because it's like kind of a big county, because I feel like you got like your hick like fucking corner of
Conestoga, Holtwood,
even Peckway's lumped into there, and then you got like regular people, I guess. I don't even know regular people. Oh my god. I don't know how to describe it.
Like rural, suburban, and then urban.
Yeah, there you go.
I read that on a website about Lancaster that it's like it's very like diverse and like what it has. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay.
Not normal people. We got rural, suburban.
There you go.
And urban. Yeah,
there you go. Okay. Thank you for because I felt like I was like slow, like going downhill. Like I'm fucking. I apologize. This is my apologies.
Rip Janet, dude.
Well, funny. I mean, the only reason why I said that because like I also live in Peckway, and it's like the hick part of like Lancaster, so I feel like I kind of
it totally is.
Yeah, I'm like the thing that I just said was kind of like a dick thing to say, but like I feel like I can back it up because like I grew up in that area. Now, like I grew up in a neighborhood. Do you know Lakewood?
Yeah, we were actually going to move there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a house for sale, but we didn't end up getting it. I think we made an offer, but we didn't get it, yeah.
So I grew up in like that neighborhood, and then it's kind of like a bougie, or like a nice neighborhood.
It's a bougie neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a bougie
ass neighborhood, dude.
So I don't really know if I can call myself like the hick part of Lancaster, but I feel like I am because it's like still in the middle of nowhere, and like everywhere outside of that is just... Yeah, like it takes me like 10 to 15 minutes to get to like a gas station.
Yeah,
it's like out there. Heck, I meant like it's far from civilization, and it's so like I grew up in that where it's like kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and it's like what's surrounding me. So I thought the transition from rural to urban like living, like I would take a long time to adapt because like I'm very outdoorsy. Like I like taking hikes. I like being in nature. I just sitting in the woods or whatever, and talking to people. And I like having fires. I just like doing any outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
And I just like being in the open. And I thought that like if I moved to Philly, it's like everything's cramped. Like there's noise everywhere. I can't be like alone. Like if I step out, it'll just be like I'm surrounded by other people.
Yeah.
But I've realized that I adapted really well for some reason. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably Temple too, helping with that. And then the people that like I surrounded myself with, like you, Titus, like all the like Trey, Josh, all the roommates that we were living with, I feel like helped that transition as well. Because like I don't think if I didn't have that socialization, I would not have adapted as well as I did, I think. Because I absolutely love Philly. Like Philly's my favorite city.
Really?
Yeah, I say that more of a sentimental value because like I grew up like liking the Eagles, and then Eagles are obviously from Philly, and then it's like my first like big city that I've ever been to, and I just like grew up with, and even though like we're an hour and a half away, I felt like I still grew up loving Philly
area,
like relatively. like growing up in the area. I still have to explore New York City and then other cities as well, like Pittsburgh. I really love Pittsburgh. I think I like as a city more than Philadelphia because it fits my like physique of being in nature, and it's like open and there's like a lot of parks where you can walk around. I feel like Philly lacks that. And then New York, I haven't been to New York enough times to actually say anything, but like I like how big it is. Like it's
we gotta
crazy.
go.
Yeah,
because like my last trip to New York, I realized I fucking love New York. Like I fucking love New York. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was jealous with that trip that you went on.
Yeah, it was so great. It was so much fun. But yeah, no, New York's fucking great.
Yeah.
Philly's great too, but I'm not gonna lie, like New York has my heart now. I know this isn't about me, but like
for this podcast, I kind of want it to be a conversation. So like a conversation. So if you have like anything that you want to input, like feel free.
All right.
And yeah, I just haven't been to New York enough times to actually like input my opinion on it because it was a one trip for like a couple hours, and I feel like it was very like rushed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just can't really put opinion on it quite yet.
Are we good for that question? Okay. So how are you able to adjust to being on Zoom for your college experience versus being in person?
It was very difficult for me, and I hated it when we first had to do it, and I still hate it now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've grown to like certain aspects of it where I don't know, it allows me to have more alone time and like to myself, and I like that. Don't get me wrong, I like socializing too and like going to like parties and like being social and hanging out with like you guys. But like I do like my like downtime and to myself, and I've been trying to like do a couple like self-care days where I just like myself, and I feel like Zoom allows you to do that more, and it's like kind of good for like your mental health in that aspect because like you can just like relax, go on Zoom and then get off and then like continue your day. You don't have to travel to class, but that's like the only like good thing I feel that comes out of it because I'm a very like hands-on type of person. When I heard that we had to go onto Zoom, I'm like, fuck, what am I supposed to do now? I'm struggling so much to like learn, and my motivation to actually learn in school is like so low, and it's like throughout the entirety of Zoom. And it's so difficult for me to not procrastinate on things because I still like, I'm a natural procrastinator, and this is just opening that like
exactly.
Like I feel like we have more opportunity now to procrastinate, and it's just hard to keep motivated throughout.
Yeah, see, like I agree with you on disliking it now, but when it first happened, that was spring semester last year, I was like, all right, like I was like, fuck it, this is awesome. So because I don't know, I just like the idea of being able to hop on, do my own thing. I guess it was also because it wasn't really like built, like we weren't ready for that like at all. Like we were just like, okay, you're on Zoom now. So it was like attendance like didn't fucking matter. Like a lot of shit like didn't matter. It was just as long as you get the work done, then you're good. And I really liked that at first. I was like, okay, I can do this. This is pretty easy. And then last semester I was like, holy fuck, this is this is fucking bad. This is really fucking bad. Because like the stuff I needed to learn, I can't keep focus on Zoom like for hours at a time because it's just like staring at a screen. And then if you know me, you know I play like video games and shit. So like last semester I would put Zoom on like one screen and then just play video games on the other. I like didn't learn much, and then I realized like the classes I was taking were really fucking hard, and I'm like, I can't teach myself this on my own. So like I literally withdrew from 2 classes. I also didn't like the stuff either. Like I realized that Zoom was like fucked. Like we cannot stay on Zoom. This semester's been easier because I have easier classes, so I'm okay with Zoom. Okay, I take that back a little bit. Zoom is okay because, I don't know, like I've been able to travel and I've been able to like take classes when I'm like on the go, I guess. So that's what I think is nice. And that's why next semester I've taken a lot of remote classes as well. I only have in person on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think. So yeah, no, I agree with you. Like fuck Zoom, but also like there are some bonuses to it. I don't know.
That's what I did forget too. Like the aspect that we could basically travel wherever we want to. Like obviously being responsible with COVID and shit, but like, but I mean like I was traveling to like to New York, like, amidst, like, COVID, like, I made some, like, dumb decisions, too. Like, I feel like we've all done that during COVID because, like, we're kind of all cooped in. But, like, I do like that aspect a lot, too, because, like, being in a relationship, like, a long-distance relationship, too, it, like, helps because, like, I can literally go on a Monday or, like, a Wednesday and then just take classes at Janet's house. And then just take classes there and then be able to, like, hang out with her and stuff. And or if I wanted to go see my dad in Harrisburg, I could just, like, go on a Tuesday and just, like, ride up and then do classes there.
Yeah.
I like that aspect where it's not limited to one area. But, like, I'm just, like, such an in-person learner.
Same here.
And then it's kind of like that's why I was, like, initially mad because I was like, fuck, this is, like, film. Like, this cameras and editing and stuff, it's, like, all, like, hands-on stuff lacking that experience now. Yeah. And it, like, I just don't like it.
I don't either. I feel you. We Gucci? Again? Yep. Okay. So what is it like doing Instacart?
I love it a lot. Like, I don't know why. I feel like this is kind of a hot take, but I, like, really like grocery shopping. I don't know why.
I feel you. Yeah. I mean, you take your headphones, right?
I do not.
You don't?
No.
You just walk around the store.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, that's kind of weird. Not gonna lie. Like,
really?
I I listen to music doing, like, everything. Yeah. But, like, especially when I'm grocery shopping, I'm like, hey, and then I, like, grab the stuff off the shelf and I don't know. It's, like, a lot of fun with music, but I cannot imagine not doing it, or I cannot imagine doing it without music.
Yeah, I just think fucking Samsung, but, like, one of the reasons why I don't do it is because my phone is old. It's, like, 2 years now. I guess that's not really that old. I feel like
that's not too old.
Yeah, but it's the battery life on it. It's shit.
Oh, okay.
And then having Spotify open plus doing Instacart, having that open, it just drains my battery so fast. Cause, like, if I do one of the large orders that takes, like, an hour. Yeah. Then it, like, drains for, like, I could have a 90% and it could drain it to, like, 60 to 50% within, like, one thing. And then plus Spotify, that would just drain it so bad. So that's why I don't really do it. And my phone, like, gets super hot if it if there's too much going on it. So and I just like zoning out too, because I feel like I can zone out and then just think about things. And then
I don't like that. Like, I don't like when my mind just, like, goes to, like, deep and, like, into thinking. So I'm just like, music. We're feeling good. Like, that's it.
I want to try the music though. I just been wary of that because of my phone and stuff, because I don't want it to, like, die and then like
what do you do? I feel you. Have you had any crazy stories doing Instacart?
Not, like, super crazy, but just the amount of, like, places that I'm able to travel is crazy. Okay. And, like, some of the houses, like, neighborhoods, I feel like you've experienced that with fucking DoorDash.
With DoorDash, dude.
Dude, like, some of the houses are so fucking huge in NJ, because usually I go across the Ben Franklin Bridge
to get Camden.
To Camden, and I usually do Instacart there, and, like, some of the houses are just gigantic. Yeah. I guess I was doing Instacart too with Josh, and he was helping me, and one of the fucking intersections or whatever. Yeah. It was kind of hard because it was like a circle. I don't know if you've been in that area, but it's like
in Camden.
Yeah.
No, I haven't driven through Camden.
But I don't know how to explain this road, because it's like like a normal road that's going straight. Yeah. But then there's, like, a loop, like a circle. You know, like those.
Like it's like.
I forget what it's like, a roundabout. Oh, it's a roundabout.
Roundabout.
You know, like where it's like you go up and then.
There's nothing in the middle though, right? It's just like, okay.
Yeah, but it's instead of like it's a roundabout. Yeah. But instead of you have to stop, it's like a normal street going through it, and then you go like a right, and then like it's I don't know how to explain.
Are there yield signs?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, not yield. There's actual, like, lights there to stop you, so it's not like people just going in and out. But it's like it's weird. It's a roundabout, and then this one street connects into the roundabout, and then it takes you in the circle or whatever. And it's that one set, because the street going into it, it's so busy and so hard to get into it. So I fucking booked it and ran a red light, because I didn't realize that it was red, and I fucking, like, Josh was like, slam on the brakes, it's red. So it's like, oh, fuck. And then it was just when it turned red, so like the cars weren't moving. I'm like, all right, I'm booking it. I was still fighting a red light, like violation a couple months later or earlier. Because I ran a red light and I got pulled over. And I was like, fuck. It's the cameras. Cameras got me or something, but luckily nothing happened. Yeah, nothing happened.
That's good. Yeah, I feel you. Like driving lately has been pretty crazy for me.
Yeah.
Why do you like walking so much? That's a good fucking question. Why do you like walking so much?
I don't. It's peaceful, and I like. Okay, this is the thing where I put on headphones and just walk.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like the Instacart thing. 'Cause I feel like walking without headphones, like long distances, is also pretty crazy.
Crazy? Like crazy bad or crazy,
like crazy
weird?
Bad, like weird.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like long distances. Like I get if it's like you're going to like a sub shop like a block down and like it's only a short block, but the walks that I do, I fucking go to center and that's a 3-mile walk. Yeah. And it's like 3 miles back, so I walk back. I like alone time and like being to myself and like thinking and stuff. Okay. And then I also need exercise, so it's like a good form of exercise, and I just find walking peaceful. Mm-hmm. And I think the end of February, one of the walks I did, I walked 11 miles.
Oh my god.
So
what? Is that the longest walk that you've done?
No.
Okay. So but, 11 miles.
Yeah, 11 miles. So that, just to put that in perspective, so I walked to South Street.
Oh my god.
And then I took a left. I walked all the way to the end of South Street. And then you know that pier? I think you went on a date with Steven there on that one boat.
Moshulu.
Yeah. I think it's on that. So I walked left and I walked all the way to the end of the pier. Oh my God. Then I took another left and I walked to the center. And I walked all the way to the Jewel building. It's the...
What? Yeah. I know you're talking about. What?
And then I walked back home. And then that was 11 miles.
How long did that take you?
That was like 3 or 4 hours.
Holy shit.
Because like I was stopping in some of the stores too.
Okay.
The longest walk that I went on... See, I do this thing where every month I try to get to 200,000 steps per month. And that's like about 6,000 steps, 6,500 steps per day.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't do that per day because like sometimes I'm lazy and only get a couple thousand, but sometimes I do like 10,000 with just like naturally walking. Yeah. And I don't want to fake or like I don't want to get a lot of steps in the beginning or like force walking. I kind of want it to be a natural thing. Yeah. But sometimes I only have like 120,000 steps and it's a couple days before the end of the month, and I need to get like 200,000. Yeah. So the most steps, this equates to 22 miles. But in one day, I walked 22 miles, and that's 43,000 steps.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was that the 11 mile?
No, that was the 20 miles.
So that was your longest walk.
Holy. Yeah, and I was just walking in circles.
Here? Or it was that before?
It was at Janet's house.
Oh, at Janet's house. Okay. What?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like I've never like publicly said that to anyone. Like Janet and my dad and Janet's mom are the only people like know that I do that. Because it's like it's kind of like weird. Because like I don't know how to. I want to get to 2,000 steps, and since June of 2017, I have not missed a day or a month. Dude. So like it's a fucking long ass streak that I don't want to break, and so like I want to do anything to get to 200,000. Like the most steps that I got in 1 month was 340,000 steps, which is absurd.
Absurd.
I was averaging like 10,000 steps a day, and that's not like me like all right I need to get to 10,000. That was just me naturally walking 10,000 steps a day, because that was like freshman year when we had classes, so I'd walk to class every day, and then we would just fucking go on like so many walks. So I was just constantly walking.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
I can't relate. Like usually if I'm not telling myself to like go outside, I'm just like dead like inside. So that's like good shit. Like that's fucking crazy.
Thank you.
I can't fucking imagine. I can't fucking imagine, honestly. How did you get into football/Eagles?
I blame my grandpa and my dad for this because I like football and stuff. Like like it's one of like the best things to watch personally, because I just grew up with it and I fell in love with it like immediately, because I just love it so much for like so many different aspects of it. Yeah. But I hate the fact that my dad and my grandpa made me an Eagles fan.
Why?
Because like being an Eagles and growing up with an Eagles fan, like I've always wanted to constantly win, but Eagles kind of like win, and the Eagles fucking kind of brought me off of that like pedestal or whatever. Because if you've been watching the Eagles or any Philly team for the matter of the fact, then you like understand what I'm getting when I say this. But it's like they raise your hopes up so high that they're going to like win it all, like in the Super Bowl, and then or like a game, then they fucking drop all that hope and fucking throw it in a trash can, throw that trash can into the ocean and make it sink all the way to the bottom of the ocean. Like, it's so fucking annoying. Like, you think they're going to win the Super Bowl or win like a game, but then they manage to somehow lose.
Yeah.
And like the fact that my grandpa and my dad made me an Eagles fan makes me so mad, because like some games I just literal tears come out of my eyes when they lost.
Oh my god.
Like, but that was when I was like more younger.
Okay.
But like I still get crushed and stuff, and like if an Eagles win an important game, like you can't talk to me like 2 hours afterwards. Like I'll just be like so pissed, and I'll just like bring back like snappy answers or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I'll just be like a complete like total dick to you. Like,
okay, I'll
like
keep that in mind.
Without like trying to, like, it's not like, all right, I'm gonna be a dick because they lost, but it's just like they hurt me so much. And even if it's like a huge game too, like if they fucking lose in the Super Bowl the next couple of years, don't talk to me for like a week. Like I'm gonna be so fucking crushed. But it's like, I don't know, because like I'm such a diehard Eagle fan. Like I just need them to win. And I also, it's kind of a bad thing that I have Disgruntled, because it makes me more invested into the Eagles than an average fan.
Yeah.
I feel, because like I have to do analysis on them for some of my videos. I mean, I haven't this past couple of years. It's just been solely reactions every week.
Yeah.
But and during the off season, I try to make a couple videos where it's just like solely analyzing the Eagles and why they did this trade, like the Carson Wentz trade, where he went to the Colts. I like did that, and I actually have to know like a lot more of the insides and outs of it, which makes me more invested into the Eagles, which makes like my emotions towards the Eagles like that much more.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that's
Holy. Yeah, no, I've never gone into like a sport like that unless you kind of like esports, but like I've kind of fallen out of that, so I don't really have like even an esports team at this point, to be honest. So I don't know. I think that's like, I wish I had that. I wish I grew up like rooting for a team like that. It kind of sucks that the Eagles are like disappoint you like that. But anyways, who is your most favorite Eagle of all time?
My most favorite Eagle of all time is Nick Foles, and for obvious reasons, because he won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. Like, oh, and then I just want to restate, like, don't get me wrong, I love the Eagles. I didn't want to be like, I hate the Eagles. I hate the Eagles. I absolutely love them. I just wanted to get that out in the open. Nick Foles, and the reason why, it's because, like I said previously, he won us the Super Bowl. But in 2012, when he came into the league, he was a rookie, and we got him as a rookie. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, we got a rookie. But then next year, he popped off. He had 27 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, which is crazy.
That's really good.
That's like, he broke records that year. He had 7 touchdowns in one game, which is tying the record for most touchdowns in a singular game. He could have easily broke the record for most touchdowns in a game, but they decided to pull him because...
Why?
Because, like, we were up so much. It was, like, 55 to, like, 20 at that point. Okay. And it was, like, almost the end of the game, and they just didn't want anyone to get hurt. Yeah. And he was, like, popping off. And after that season, I fell in love with him. It was like, this is, like, our next guy. We're going to win, like, fucking Super Bowls with this guy. Yeah. And fucking Chip Kelly, like, traded him. And then, like, Nick Foles' career just tanked. But then...
Oh, yikes.
But then he came back and won us the Super Bowl, which made me fall in love with him that much more. And actually, the jersey that I have... Yeah. I had since 2013, so it's like...
Wow. So you're like big fan.
Yeah, big fan. And that's one of the things on my bucket list, is to interview him. Okay. So hopefully that can happen. I mean, he's not doing good right now. He's kind of like in his slump like he was in a couple of years ago, which kind of sucks to see, because, you know, root for him. But I just quickly wanted to do like a top 5 all-time Eagles, because, I don't know, I haven't done that on this channel in a while. So like my top 5 for this is, or top 5 Eagles, goes real quickly: Nick Foles, Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, Brian Dawkins, and then the fifth one, I don't know what the fifth one would be.
Let's do a top 5. I don't know who the fifth one is. Oh my god.
All right, I was gonna say Darren Sproles because I do like him a lot. I would put Reggie White in there because I do have like a shirt with his number and like his name on the back, but I just can't put him in my top 5 because I haven't seen him play.
Okay.
But like he would be right up there if I was actually saw him play because he's an iconic Eagle and he's like a Hall of Famer and everything. And yeah.
Yeah, I've only ever heard of Nick Foles out of those, to be honest with you. But how about your favorite Eagle now, like currently?
It kind of sucks because like all the Eagles like got traded or released, which is really frustrating because it's like all sentimental guys like that's been here for like 4 or 5 years, been through the Super Bowl run and stuff, and I've like really got attached to them. Like Carson Wentz left, Deshaun Jackson left, a bunch of other guys, but my favorite Eagle right now is probably Miles Sanders because he's just like really good and he's like one of our like best running backs that we had in a while, and he's young as well, so he's going to have like a great long career with us, hopefully, if the Eagles don't mess that up.
Yeah.
And then like honorable mentions is probably never mind. Zach Ertz is my
okay, I've heard of him.
Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz is my favorite. There's a lot of rumors that he's going to get traded, so I automatically like placed him as not an Eagle anymore because he's probably going to get traded and not an Eagle after like this season or off season.
Yeah.
But technically he's still an Eagle, so I'm going to say he's my favorite right now.
Okay.
And then it'll be Miles Sanders. Well, I really like Zach Ertz because he's married to Julie Ertz.
I don't know who that is.
She's a women's soccer player for the U.S. team.
Yeah.
And she's like super good.
Okay.
And I really like her. So like honorable mentions, I guess, would be Miles Sanders now, and then Brandon Graham, and then Fletcher Cox.
Okay.
I know, like
that's a weird name.
Yeah.
That's a weird name.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna reset real quick.
Okay. All right.
I mean, you can do it throughout the podcast if you want. I don't know how you feel about like actually being on film and then eventually released on YouTube.
I just don't want it to like affect your thing, you know.
Okay. I think it's fine.
Right.
I was going to tell you that earlier, like the last podcast, like you could do that, but like I forgot.
Yeah.
And
I also don't want to be doing it like constantly.
Yeah,
so.
but like, and I just didn't know how you felt like it being on camera and being posted on YouTube because I know that some people are like iffy about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So how about your favorite non-Eagle?
My favorite non-Eagle, would probably be Russell Wilson. Yeah.
Seahawks, yo.
Yeah.
Okay, I know him.
Yeah.
I love the Seahawks.
I love him, and he carried my fantasy through like the first half of the year last year, and I always like liked him because he's like a really down to earth guy too.
Yeah.
And he's just super good, and he's been good for so long. And when the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl and then won it and then went to the Super Bowl again, like I fell in love with him because like he was just so electric. And I've never really seen that kind of player in the NFL. And I was like, crap, he's like for real. And
for real.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And the Eagles were actually like in conversation about like trading for him this offseason. I think it's too expensive because of how good he is.
Okay.
Too expensive for the Eagles to actually get him. But like just the fact that we were in that conversation made me so like giddy because like if he was on the Eagles, we would be instantly like in the playoffs. Just like we would be so fucking good.
Yeah. So what is your favorite Eagles memory that's not the Super Bowl?
My favorite Eagle memory would probably be okay. Miracle in the Meadowlands, the second one. I was watching with my dad, and it was like one of my first memories actually watching the Eagles.
Okay.
Growing up, because I remember like here and there, but it was like I was kind of too young, and I didn't like watch the Eagles like weekly, and I didn't really like watch full Eagle games until I was like 8 because like my attention span wasn't really there, and I got like kind of bored unless if it was like a playoff game. But Miracle in the Meadowlands number 2, I was watching with my dad, and it was a funny story too because in the first 2.5 quarters, the Eagles were getting destroyed. I think it was like 28-3 or 28-10.
Okay.
I think it was 28-3 going into the third quarter.
Oh my God.
So it was like 3 or 4 touchdowns that we would need to get to like come back, and everyone was like, all right, the Eagles lost. Like, it's just such a huge like lead that it's almost impossible for the Eagles to come back and win. And I even like left during halftime. I was like, I'm not watching this. Like, and then it was kind of funny because I remember like I was like 8, so I was like setting up all my cars in like a line like I usually do, and started to like play with my cars like during the game. And I came back in just to see what was happening, just to see what the score was. And right when I came back in, it was the bomb to Selleck. He was a tight end. Yeah. It was a bomb to Selleck, and it was like a 60-yard touchdown.
Oh my god.
And I was like, right when he caught it, I came in. I'm like, all right, I'm intrigued. I'll just, I'll fucking just like walk in and watch. If they come back, they come back. And it's like the Giants scored after that to make it like a deficit. And at this point, I think it was 28-10.
Okay.
I think, or it might have been 33-10. I forget the scores because it's like such a long time ago, and it's kind of hazy. But like we were watching, and the Eagles were like making a comeback, and it was 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and we were down by 21 points, so 3 touchdowns.
Oh my god!
And we managed to come back and win.
What?
And fucking Michael Vick put like the entire team on his shoulders and like just brought us back. This is the reason why I like Deshaun Jackson so much, is because so it was tied up, like it was like assumed that we would go into overtime to like finish the game. Yeah. And the Giants were punting it to us, and their coach was like, don't punt into Deshaun Jackson, because Deshaun Jackson's really good at like making returns for touchdowns and like getting a lot of yards. And there was 14 seconds left, so the kicker was Dodge. I forget his first name, but he's my favorite Giant of all time because he's like my favorite player of the Giants, because he kicks it directly to Deshaun Jackson. The thing that his coach told him not to do, because like you can like just kick it out of bounds, and then the Eagles would probably just knee it and take it into overtime. Yeah. But he kicks it directly to Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson fucking catches it, but he muffs it, which is he basically catches it, but it falls out of his hands. Yeah. And he fumble. Like, he basically fumbles it. Yeah. And then he picks it right back up and takes it and fucking sprints down the field and gets a touchdown to win the game. God. And me and my dad were jumping. Like, we were hugging each other, like, up and down. Like, we were just hugging and we were screaming. Yeah. And it was just, like, my first, like, wow, like, I'm an Eagles fan. Like, oh, my God. Like, that's, like crazy.
Crazy moment. Yeah. Wow, that sounds awesome. I can't say that I remember that play, but, like...
Yeah, well, I mean, it was 11 years ago. It happened in 2010. Okay. So, like, yeah.
Wow. 2010 is already 11 years ago. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I can show you the play if you want after this.
That'd be cool. What do you think will happen this coming year? And do you have any predictions?
I'm going to make a separate video on this because I want to get more detailed into this, and I haven't made an Eagles fucking like recap thing in a while, so I need to do that because a lot has happened. I just haven't been talked about it, but I want to say a little bit about it. So what I think is going to happen is that the Eagles are going to not do good this year. They're going to probably tank. I will probably want them to tank this year and do bad to get a better draft picks for the next year. But I just think there are too many pieces left, with Carson Wentz leaving, with some of the main like people leaving from the Eagles. I just don't think we're the same team, and plus we have a bunch of new coaching staff. Like, we have a new head coach, a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, and those are the 3 big coaches on the coaching staff, and they're all completely new and completely like rewritten, completely new coaching staff. Okay. So I think everything's going to need time to get adjusted to and to kind of form that chemistry, and I think that's what next year is going to bring. And I think that we're going to go like 4-12. Okay. 4-13, I mean, because they just added another game, so it's now like has to be divisible by 17 instead of 16 games. So I think they're going to go like 4-13 or 5-12 this year. Okay. Which is really bad, but I think after this year, after we get over this 1 year, I think we're going to be really good. I think it's going to be like playoff contention kind of things. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, like, I feel like the first couple of games, if they start doing good, and I'm going to root for them to do bad this year again, because I just hate them at the moment. Yeah. Because it's like mismanagement and everything. I could like go another like 3 hours on just how fucking god awful the organization of the Eagles, just like the mismanagement and stuff. Yeah. and like the mistreatment of like players and stuff. That's not as bad as it sounds, because like it sounds like they're fucking like abusing them or whatever, but it's not. Like just with like salary caps with their money, and then just giving time and stuff. But I just want them to tank this year. But if they show any life the first few games, then I'm like, all right, we'll see what you can do. I just don't see them doing anything just because of how many missing pieces they have and just new players, new coaches and stuff.
Okay.
So,
that's sad, but
yeah,
I mean, if it makes them better in the future, then
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't have much to say about that. Like I just don't follow any of that, so it's like
that's okay.
No, hopefully they do get a better draft next year. But do you follow any other Philadelphia sports teams?
I'm trying to. I follow the 76ers and I'm trying to follow the Phillies. I'm not too much into baseball.
Okay.
Because it's like boring and stuff, but my grandpa and my dad watch it. My dad actually watches baseball, and my dad and my uncle actually played baseball. I don't know if anyone else in my family played baseball, but they're like big advocates.
Okay.
But I think my grandpa watches the most baseball out of the three, like my dad, my uncle, and him.
Yeah.
And my dad occasionally watches it. I don't think he watches it that often. It might be a game like here and there.
Okay.
But like his favorite team is the LA Dodgers, because that's what my grandpa's favorite team was, I believe.
Okay.
And I forget the exact reason for them liking LA. Wait, no. It was because my grandpa, they're originally the Brooklyn Dodgers, I believe. So they were from Brooklyn, and my grandpa grew up in Brooklyn for a little bit. So that's why he likes the Dodgers. Yeah. And my dad kind of found the pass with that, I believe. I think he has a separate reason for liking the Dodgers, but I'm pretty sure it's because of my grandpa. But for some reason, I just never got into baseball. And my dad actually wanted me to play baseball, but like as a kid. But I always said no because I was afraid of getting hit in the face by a baseball. But I played soccer and ended up getting like hit in the face with a ball anyway. But I just feel like comparatively to a baseball, a soccer ball is kind of soft.
Yeah.
But I want to get into watching baseball more a little bit, watching the Phillies, because they're really good right now. All Philly sports are doing really good, but the only team that I don't watch, or the only sport that I do not watch Philly or any Philly teams is the Flyers, like the hockey team. Okay. Because I'm a fan of the Penguins, because Janet's a fan of the Penguins, and she's a fan because like her parents grew up in Pittsburgh and her brother lives in Pittsburgh as of now, and then they were like Pittsburgh fans, so she kind of followed her in the footsteps of her brother. But so I'm now a Penguins fan only because I wasn't that into hockey when we started dating. So I was like, all right, it's not like that big of a deal. I'll be like a Penguins fan to like support you, because she doesn't like football. Luckily, because I want like if I if I loved football as much as I love hockey, or if I loved hockey as much as I love football, that I feel like that would be main issues, because Flyers and Penguins are like big rivalries. And then even in football, like I absolutely hate the Steelers.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Just because of their fans and stuff. I mean, like there's some okay fans, but I guess the Eagle fans are the same represented the same like nasty fans and like hockey or whatever kind of fans. I like the Penguins. And then as of basketball, I've been the 76ers. They're doing like really good. They're the top seed. They're like number one in the
really?
In the Eastern. Like they're really good.
Okay.
I think they're tied for first place. They're like keep changing between first and second. Okay. And they're just super good, and I've been trying to watch more. I've only watched 2 basketball games so far this year, and actually Claudia's coming over to watch the 76er game with
tonight.
Yeah, tonight. Okay. With Titus and I, and if you wanted to join that,
all right, that sounds fun.
Come down and join. But we're going to actually be watching the 76ers tonight, which I'm really excited, because they're doing really good. Yeah. And just to end on the question, a little end note. Okay, I'm so excited for the 76ers to like go into the playoffs and stuff, because in the past couple of years they were like first or second round exits, meaning like they didn't really go or progress too far into the playoffs. Yeah. And even though they had a lot of talent, because they were usually the number 2 or number 3 team, place team, or number 2 or 3 seed. Yeah. Within like it's Eastern Western, so it's like second or third in the Eastern, so they're like been super good like the past couple of years, but they've never been able to like push it to the next level, and I think it's this year that they're going to do that, and I'm
Okay.
so excited to film like the reactions
Yeah.
for that, because one, I'll get so many views.
The views.
I'm thinking at least like 5,000 per video, and
Okay.
there's what they do is like the first team to win 4 games wins the series, and it's out of 7 games.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So whoever wins 4 games wins the series, and then they progress. So like, if they get to the championship, and then it goes to the 7th game, it like tied 3-3, then
That's max
yeah,
views, dude.
that's max views. That's
Yeah.
like 7 reaction videos.
Yeah.
Times like I'm expecting at least 5,000 views. Maybe that's a little too much. Maybe like at least 1,000 views.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, let's say I get 1,000 views per thing.
Yeah.
That's like 7,000 views.
7,000.
But I'm just really excited because like the entire city of Philly will explode,
Yeah.
because we haven't had a lot of championships across our sports. Like the last one was the Eagles one, and that was like 4 years ago. But the next closest championship was when the Phillies won in 2008. So
Oh
it's
my
been
God.
such a long drought for like any championships within Philly.
Yeah.
So even if the 76ers aren't the most popular team within Philly,
Yeah.
like the Eagles are, but now they're like popular, and if they win, the entire state is going to explode. And I just want to instantly go out like and film
Yes.
everything, because
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about COVID too, because mostly everyone's going to be vaccinated by that point.
Mhm.
But I'm just going to be so hype.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel you. Well, that was it. Those
Yeah.
were all the questions. I like about other teams. Like I don't really watch any Philly besides I used to watch Philadelphia Union, which is the soccer, but they're not that big. So, but yeah, I don't know. That finishes up the questions. Thank you for having me on again, Caleb. It was interesting interviewing you instead.
Yeah, thank
But
you
yeah.
for coming on and interviewing me. It's kind of weird because like I'm always the interviewer.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of weird being on the opposite end.
Mhm.
But I'm glad we did this. And thank you for interviewing me. And thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace. Hey.